Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing fine today. If not, I'm sending you all my love and I hope you will feel better soon. This week I've got a story time for you guys, but it's going to be a bit different. It's all about my experience while making shawarma. Yes, you heard me right. There was a time I was in the food game, and guys, let me tell you, it was such an eye-opening experience. I got to learn so much about people, and I also learned to keep my cool no matter the situation. So grab a snack, perhaps a shawarma, and let's dive into some of my craziest stories or experience from my shawarma stand. Before I get into the stories, let me just give you guys a brief backstory as to how I came about the shawarma business. There used to be a time in my life where if I sit down, I'm always so eager to learn new things on YouTube. And it was so much then that each time I'm on YouTube, I'm always learning how to make a snack or just something, something I could use my hands to do. And it so happened that I came across shawarma. And after watching how shawarma it's been made on YouTube, it didn't seem difficult. I was just like, with time, I should be able to do it. Like, I considered everything and it didn't seem so difficult to me as of that time. So after that, I decided to try it out. And then I went to the supermarket, got the things I needed, try it out. And I asked my friends, they were like, it's okay. Then suddenly I just had this urge to start shawarma. Mind you, I've never done any business alone for myself, never. I didn't even try to study how a business works, nothing. I'm trying to get into my mind as of that year because it's been a while now. So all I can think of is I was just determined to do shawarma that time. So once I was able to do that, I just started talking about shawarma, saying I wanted to start making shawarma. I was telling someone close to me, I hadn't told anyone else. So then I just kept repeating it to the person. And there was a day the person even said, this one that I keep talking about shawarma, what is going on? And I said, I don't know. I just want to make shawarma. So one day I was sitting down doing nothing. I was watching something, but like doing nothing. And then I just got an inkling to go to the supermarket, and that was my last money, like my last cash. I just used it, went to the supermarket, bought the ingredients, and then I made 10 or 12 wraps of shawarma the following day. Then I distributed it, I shared it amongst all my friends and told them to give me a feedback, what I needed to correct, what they thought and everything. Then I did that day. They all gave me their feedback and what I should improve on, and that was it, guys. That was how I started my shawarma business, and I never turned back. And I did, like I said, I didn't even get the time or take out the time to learn what business is like and the rest. I just started. I just knew that I was not supposed to spend the money from the business. So I just had it in mind that whichever money I was making, I was just going to invest in the business. And I was just like, we'll see how it goes. So I did that, and less than a year after I started, because I did shawarma business for I think 3 years, if not more. 3 years and just a few months more. So in less than 1 year, I was able to get my own customer base, and then the drama began. The first one, guys, that stuck out to me, there was this day I used to make the shawarma in a way that you can place your order at any time. Once the order comes, I start making yours. So it's like I prepare the things ahead of time for each day, so that when someone places an order, I could easily make a wrap for them. So I was doing it that way. So after a while, it's now became so much. I was able to get customers, and I was doing it every day that I didn't even have time for myself. It became so much, and then I started getting the real customers. There was this lady one day, she sent me a message. She placed an order for shawarma. Like I said, you place your order and you get it. She placed her order, and then her order was ready. I normally send it through a taxi, a normal taxi. We don't have a means where you can get your own personal transport to deliver to your customers, or to have delivery company that delivers it. So you have to use a taxi, and of course I wasn't responsible for the taxi because it wasn't going to make sense business wise. Anyways, she placed her order, and I told her her order was on the way. Everything was fine, order was on the way. And Most times we all know in Northern Cyprus as of then that 5 from 4 p.m. down to 7:30 traffic in certain areas is just crazy, but they won't factor into that. They just want to place an order and immediately they get their order. She placed her order, taxi was on the way, it was traffic time, and I already explained to her what the situation was, and I would let her know once the taxi was outside. She said okay. I went to the bathroom or to the kitchen to do something. The next time I was in the living room, she was calling and I picked the call. Guys, the moment I picked the call, she started holding insults at me. Why would her shawarma take time? I can't even remember the words, but she just kept insulting and shouting and everything. So it got to a point, I have not said anything. It got to a point, I just said, I have cancelled your order and I've told the taxi to turn back. Then I ended the call. She kept calling and calling and calling. I refused to pick. After a while, she now sent a voice note. I listened to the voice note and the voice note went, "She's so sorry." Immediately, there was a sudden change in tone. Someone who was shouting so much and insulting me, suddenly, she became such a quiet and humble person. And she sent me a voice note saying she was sorry, that she was going to wait, I should please send the taxi back, and she doesn't even mind paying for the taxi twice, saying that I had already cancelled it and now the taxi was going to come back. Yada 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 yada. She said a lot, and after listening to the voice note, I didn't reply, and till date I never replied, because there was one thing when I started, I just made sure that no one could stress me. Like, I didn't give anyone that leverage or the power to be able to stress me or get me upset, or I never actually had any physical altercation with anyone, not a single moment. So I was really intentional about protecting my peace. This next story, there was this girl. She placed an order one day and I was making her order. Normally, when I make orders, there are some days where when I don't have so much orders, I make golden balls. In Nigeria, we call it puff puff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's few videos down below. You can click it and see what I'm talking about. I made a video on it. Anyways, I will normally make that and just add it as extra for my customers if I'm feeling up to it and I have the time to fry it. So I had done that, I think, 2 days before this order came. So when this person placed the order, mind you, each customer that receives a free thing from me knows that it is free and it's not, they didn't pay for it, they are not entitled to it, so they know it's free. So this girl placed an order, and after taking her order and everything, she said the last time she placed an order, I didn't add golden balls for her, but I gave her friend, so I should make sure. And guys, the tone was not even in a joking tone or a calm tone or even a sarcastic tone. She was so serious. She said I should make sure that her golden balls come with her order. So I just smiled and I said, because it was on a call, and I told her, I explained to her, I said, you are not entitled to this thing. Like, it's just something that I make and add as extra, but I'm not making it today. Maybe when next she orders and there's extra, I'll add, but for today, it's not possible. She still went ahead. She said she doesn't care anything I have to say. I should make sure that her order comes with the golden balls. So I just said, okay, no problem. And I ended the call. I finished making her order and I sent it. After she received it, she still sent a voice note telling me that I didn't add what she requested to her order. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's been so long, so long. So I can't remember the exact words, and not to paint them in a bad light or to say what's not true. I can't remember what exactly was said. But she just went on talking and I never responded. After roughly 2 days or 3 days, she sent a message to place an order. I didn't reply. From there, she started sending messages, and then suddenly from nowhere, one day she just sent a message apologizing that she is sorry if she must have spoken or done something wrong. And I was just like, most times people know what they are doing, guys. People know, they always know what they are doing. So when she apologized, I made it a thing that once they realize that they're in the wrong, I would accept and I would sell the shawarma. Because one thing for me as of that moment is I was so happy and eager for people to taste my shawarma. I just wanted people to buy, So most times you see people, they'll treat me or insult me on Instagram and then use a different number and different identity to come on WhatsApp. There was this girl one time, she sent a message on Instagram. Like I said, guys, I was so busy No jokes. I was so busy that I would wake up at 6 a.m. And mind you, I was having online classes. That was during just after Corona. We're still in the midst of Corona, but not when it was so serious. There wasn't lockdown, but schools were still online. So I would wake up at 6 a.m., make sure I make the shawarma, get ready, and before I sit down for the day and have my first meal of the day would be most times 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. every day, every day, every day. So I didn't have time to always update on my Instagram page because I had an Instagram page for it. So someone sent me a message as usual. When I'm done with everything I'm doing, once I finish eating, I'll go on Instagram and see if I have any message or any order, because I also had a time where I would stop taking orders, so it doesn't matter if the message came in or not. Unfortunately for her, I was so busy that day. So when I went on Instagram, I had seen this person has sent a plethora of message. Hi, good evening. I want so and so. She had placed her order. I did not reply. She came back and she just left so many insulting words on my page and then finished off. I will never forget her last statement. She was like, is this how you do business? If this is how you do business, then you would not go far. And I just looked at the listener and when I see things like that, it's just a mind blowing. Like, from where to where? And from the time she sent the message to the time I replied, it wasn't up to 4 hours, guys. I kid you not, it wasn't up to 4 hours. I saw the message and it was just so funny because, like, from where to where, that passed. Few days later, someone sent me a message placing an order on WhatsApp. But that person's order was so specific. I was like, this person could be this person. Then I did one or two findings and I discovered, or I realized that that was the same person. So the moment I realized it was the same person, I didn't bother replying. And I don't reply. When I meet certain problematic customers, I don't reply because I rather keep my peace than to collect your money and have so much issues. I rather choose my peace. So I chose not to reply. She kept sending me messages. I didn't reply. Then one day I posted on my status. She replied to my status and she was like, she doesn't know what she did. She's so sorry. She just kept on apologizing. But while apologizing, she kept saying she doesn't know what she did. That please, she just wants to taste my shawarma. Exactly what she said. That please, she just wants to taste my shawarma. And when I read the message, as of then, I had gotten over what had happened. I had not forgotten. So I just laughed within me. And then I took her order. And then from that day, guys, she became one of my loyal customers. Like, one of my, I would say, highest paying customers, because she was a regular. She was always patronizing me, and that is how it is sometimes in life, that instead of you to fight with people, sometimes there's a way you can, there's a manner or approach you can take with them that would not lead to both of you fighting and maybe missing out on an opportunity like this. Sometimes there are some people that actually cause so much problems for me, and when we're able to get past that phase, you realize that they become a loyal paying client. Like, they are a reg, and when you're into any business, your regular clients are your highest paying clients. Like, those are your people, because those are the people that keep you in business. And then there was this situation that happened one time, guys, and before I even start the story, I had my role to play, acceptable. But there was this day someone placed an order. I used to make shawarma, I used to make golden balls and peppered meat and some other things, but I used to make them all together. So that day she had placed an order for chicken shawarma, she placed an order for the golden balls, the peppered meat and some things like that. So she said she wanted to order beef, but she doesn't like Cyprus beef. And I too did not like their beef. So I told her and I explained to her, because as of then, beef shawarma was my highest selling shawarma. So I was able to talk to her. I said, I understand exactly what she's saying, but this beef I use is different, because I am also not a fan of beef, but I do eat the shawarma beef because it's nice. It's like it's been prepared before they even package, or I'll say pre-packaged, you know. It's like, if you've ever tasted kebab, it's somewhat like on the roasted beef side. So I was able to convince her, and I explained to her that it's not like that taste that she's talking about, because I know the exact taste she was talking about. I was like, she should not worry, this one will be nice. She said okay, and she placed her order. She paid. Her order got to her, guys, less than 10 minutes later. this girl called me, this girl started hurling insults at me. She said I deceived her, I took her money, that I lied to her. She told me she doesn't like beef, that was why she told me, but I told her that the beef was nice, this and the guys, there was nothing she did not say. After I noticed that she called and she was not willing to listen to anything, she just kept insulting, I ended the call and I just sent her a message to please send her account number. And guys, she complained on just one shawarma, and as of then, because this is almost 4 years ago if I'm not mistaken, so my price as of then was very very affordable. Like, to anyone it was so affordable. So it was really really mind-blowing for me that just that one shawarma is making her, and she bought a lot from me that day and she didn't find any issue with any of those, just the beef. And she called me, and the word she said that day, I was just so surprised that such an amount will warrant such words. It was just so mind-boggling to me. She sent her account number, I refunded her money, and after 2 days or so, few days, it's always few days, they will come back again to place the order. But I never responded to her, and I don't know if she was able to use a different number, because after a while I could not keep up with who was using a different number and who insulted me, So yeah, these are just few stories that stuck out to me. But running any business, guys, you would face people that you would be exposed to a different side of human beings that you never knew existed. That even if this would have played out as a movie, you'll say it is unrealistic because of how bizarre the situation is, but you'll be so amazed at the caliber of human beings you will meet. There were people who would not understand why I will not pay for the taxi, because it's a known thing in Cyprus as of then. It's a known thing to everyone that this is how it operates. If you need something that is not from a restaurant, you're responsible for your transport. And as of then, the amount of the shawarma and the transport, it was just a little bit different, that the transport was a bit cheaper than the shawarma. So I used to wonder, if I'm going to pay for your transport and I'm collecting the money for your shawarma, so it means I'm using the money I'm collecting for your shawarma. Like, I just did not understand how people would not think like that, and they just refused to comprehend as to why they were the ones that were responsible for the taxi. Like, I don't just understand how. Like, guys, if you've ever run any business, even before I go further, you already know that what I'm even, in fact, to some people, the stories I have are nothing compared to what they've experienced and the caliber of people they've met. And I would say, although with all these things I've mentioned and I'm still going to mention, I was actually so lucky that I didn't really encounter so much problems with people, in the sense that I didn't fight with anyone. There was no physical altercation, there was no fight through text message, through call. Like, there was never a time I actually had misunderstandings, because most times when a customer wants to shout, wants to say nasty things, I just end the call and I keep it moving. I don't reply. Like, when I look back at it sometimes, I'm just proud of myself that I never let anyone stress me. There were some people that they were so picky. They would mention ingredients that you've told them countless times that is not part of what you're using to make. They would request that you should add that, and that will come free. They don't want to pay extra. You would explain to people how you operate your business. They will tell you, okay, they understand. Then go ahead to do the opposite of what you had explained to them. Like I explained to you guys, there was a time where it was place your order and I will make it, but then the orders became so much and I could not employ someone because I was just starting, so it wasn't a wise decision. I was doing everything on my own, and I figured that there was no continuity, like I would not be able to sustain that. Then I moved to taking pre-orders. You place your order a day before. I would explain this to you people, guys. I would tell them, I cannot take your order. Okay, sometimes because of this, I even had to make it that I stopped taking your order 8 a.m. the following day. Guys, there are some people that would wait till 8:30 or 8:05 to send you a message, and that is when they want to place your order. And then when I refuse to take the order, they just cannot understand. They refuse to understand why I cannot take their orders. And it can get so mind-boggling to you because you can't understand or comprehend that an actual human being like you is thinking in this direction, and not just thinking, acting upon that thought. Like, they actually believe in what they are doing or what they are saying. There are some people that they will place their order. I'll tell them the order is on the way. Everything will be going fine. Please stay close to your phone. The taxi will be with you shortly. Yes, okay. Taxi will get there, you start calling them. Suddenly, their number is not connecting again. Suddenly, there's no internet. Like, all of a sudden, they are unreachable. And most times, or I would say everyone in Cyprus, they know that Cyprus taxis have, like, they were so impatient. So if you don't come out, they keep it moving. You will call, try to reach out, they will not reply. The moment taxi would have gone, left that place entirely, suddenly they are available to pick, and they will not understand, they will refuse to understand why the taxi cannot come back free of charge, or why the taxi cannot just come back period, or why the taxi did not wait for them. There are some people that, guys, no exaggeration, they will take more than 10 minutes, they are not responding, and when they suddenly respond, they will refuse to understand why the taxi is refusing to wait. Whereas if they were to order a taxi for themselves, they know for a fact that that is how the taxi behave, that is just how things are done. But people refuse to understand what you're trying to say, and it now makes you look like, am I losing my mind, or don't I know what I'm saying? So it just exposes you to a different side of humans that, if care is not taken, you will be forced to act out of character. There are some people who will just ghost you, and they will not ghost you and keep it moving. They will ghost you and come back. They will place an order. You try to reach them to tell them that their order is ready. They ghost you, they don't see anything. Suddenly, a few days or 1 week later, they are back to place an order, and they act and behave like nothing happened. Whereas their chat, or our chats, regards that order where they ghosted me is there right in our faces. But they will come and appear like nothing happened, and still would not understand why you cannot take their order, because people like that, I will tell them, for me to take your order again, you have to pay some deposit at least. So when you cancel again, I will know what to do. But they will not want to understand why it has to be that way. Or there are other people, again, a different set of people, where I will give them time to pick their order. Latest by, let's say, for example, 6 p.m., pick this order. That's after I must have waited and waited and waited and waited for this person. And people don't understand that after everything, I need my time to, rest, to eat. Like I said, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., that is when I'm taking my bath. That is when I'm about to have my first meal for the day. But they will not understand. They just expect you to stay there till whenever they are ready. I will tell them, explain everything to them, that I would be unavailable from so time. Please make sure you pick your order by this time. They will say okay. They would not show up. When it's past that time you give them, they will show up demanding for their order. Demand, you're not even asking. And when you tell them their order, because I don't waste my time, guys, like, I really protected my peace. When I wait for someone for so long, they don't show up, I just give it to my friends. Or if someone, I can post, if someone wants it, I'll always find a buyer, or I give it to my friend and I keep it moving. I don't even stress myself with that. But they will not understand why you refuse to keep the order past the time you told them to not exceed. You will explain, you will talk to people, they will say yes, they understand, but then they will proceed to do the exact opposite of what you told them, and then act so surprised that you went ahead to do this thing that you warned them about. Like, it was just so crazy for me, honestly. Like, sometimes I'll be so sleepy, I won't be able to sleep because I am waiting for someone to pick up their order. Whereas sometimes they are not even in communication with me. I'm the one always reaching out. Are you still coming? And sometimes, because they are not reaching out, you're not so sure if you should sell it, you should keep it. You're not sure because you're not even getting a response back from this person. Guys, if you do any business, if you do any business, be prepared to see a different side to humans. Or is it the people that you would give them their total bill? They will tell you, maybe for example, you tell them your total bill, for example, is $10. They will tell you that no, it's $9.5 they want to pay. And most times I experience that with people from my country. When they want to make an online transfer, you give them a figure, explain to them using the rates, even tell them to use their exchanger, do everything, give them the rate, you tell them the price. They will tell you that this is the amount they want to pay, not the amount you are giving them. And sometimes it's so funny because it's just a little difference and they're refusing to pay, and they don't realize that sometimes that little difference that you think is irrelevant, that is actually what matters to that person. And sometimes when they send it like that, I will tell them it's either I'll refund your money or you have to complete the money. And then they'll be like, oh, what is left is so small, I can't send it because of the charges. But you knew, I explained everything to you, you still decide to Guys, I made sure for anyone who ever did that to me, even after explaining, if I don't refund your money, then you have to complete the money, else I'm not making the order. Because, guys, I will assure you that should people share their experiences under this video, you will understand that some of the things I'm saying are not even anything compared to what other people have experienced. But in all, you'll just be exposed to a crazy side to humans that if care is not taken, you get to lose yourself in the process, because you are now forced to operate how they are operating to be able to have a common ground, and it's just crazy. So please, if you're thinking of starting any business or you're in any business, you have to master the act of patience and remaining cool no matter the situation. Protecting your peace. Nobody's money, no matter how much a person is paying, is not worth your peace at all, because people can be so stressful, especially when people are paying you for a service. They believe if they are paying you for anything, they are entitled to any and everything about your life at that moment. Till you give them their order, don't worry. People feel like they're entitled to your whole being at that point in time, which is so crazy. And it's just to show you that we can do better as a society, as customers. Customer is not always right, or for me at least, I would say for my business, customers were not always right. Customer was not always right in any way, shape, or form. If it stressed me, I was so easy to let go of the money. It stressed me, I returned your money, and it was even in a way where most times they paid on delivery. So if I even cancel, I just keep it moving. And I was so lucky that I always had someone who was willing to buy, or I always had people who were always available and ready to eat. So there was nothing that would stress me. And in the midst of all these things I've said, I still experience stress regardless. So guys, it's really a crazy place out there, being an entrepreneur and owning a business yourself, running a business that has to do with you relating with human beings. Is different entirely, but there's so much advantage. Like, there are so many things you gain from that. You'll be able to gain a lot of patience, you'll be able to understand people from different perspectives, which helps you be able to relate with people. You'll be able to be exposed to different mindsets, how people operate, how to go about things the next time, what to say, how to operate. And for me, I would say choosing not to respond or say anything made it possible that I was able to do the business for 3+ years, and I didn't have any misunderstanding or fight with anyone. There were those who would tell me that because they've been patronizing me for a long time, I need to give them free shawarma. Like, the order they are placing that day has to be free because they patronized me for a long time. And if you check, or for my own self during that time, my most loyal clients, like my highest paying customers, never asked, never, like they never gave me any issue, that knowing that there are certain people that I would say they actually held the business, they would never ask for anything free, and doing free for people like that comes very easy because they are actually one of your main supports and they don't stress you. So giving them free stuff is so easy. But there are some people that will tell you plain and proper that they've patronized you for a number of times now, so they deserve a free thing, and would not understand when you refuse to give them free, because their manner of approach as well doesn't help. Because there are some times where people can come in, a calm and educated manner, and you'll be able to give them. But guys, they will come so rude and entitled, demanding, not requesting, demanding that their next order has to be free because they've patronized you for a long time. And then I had people where on days where I didn't have any order, or just few orders, where I would prefer to leave it for me to get maybe a reasonable amount before I make, someone will not be able to understand why I cannot wake up and make just one shawarma for them, or two wraps of shawarma. And I'll try to explain to them it is really difficult to wake up and go through the process, because everything I do is in bulk, to make just one wrap. But they will not be able to understand why I can't take their orders. But in all of this I've said, guys, I met so many genuine, kind, and sweet people. Like, they are very, like, when you meet sweet people, sometimes it just takes away all the bad experiences, it wipes or makes them irrelevant. Because I met some of the most kind people during my shawarma, people, strangers that turn into acquaintance, friends, just people that I just grew to love and appreciate, they never give me issues, especially my pregnant ladies. I had a number of pregnant ladies during my time making shawarma, and they kept me in business because throughout the period of their pregnancy, they were always placing orders, and their orders, they never placed one or two. Like, they kept me in business and they never gave me any issues, regardless of how their cravings went, how things were, the hormones and everything, guys. They never stressed me, not even for a second. And okay, I would say pregnant ladies were the only people that were making me make shawarma when I didn't want to and when I was not. They were the only people that would place an order, because I was able to tell. Sometimes they would tell me that they would explain to me that they understand that I'm not working now, just that they are craving. So they were the only people throughout my business where they order at weird times and I'll still do it for them regardless. So yeah, they kept me in business. They didn't stress me. There were so many customers that each time they received their order, they make sure to send pictures to me, to send videos, to send words of encouragement, to always compliment. Like, they always made me feel seen, feel loved, feel appreciated, Like, there's a way they explain or they talk about their satisfaction and their contentment that just, it also pays the price for their next shawarma, without having to ask. I really met really kind and genuine people. There are people who would maybe sometimes I happen not to have change to give them, and they will tell me to leave for the next order. They come to place their next order, I will remind them of their change, and they will tell me not to worry, that it's of the old. Like, so I really, really met sweet people. And above all, my friends were my highest paying customers ever. My friends were my highest paying customers, and I really enjoyed my time making shawarma. Like I said, I had to give you guys a backstory, so maybe it will somewhat make more sense to you guys. I really enjoyed my time, and I stopped when I wanted to stop, when it was no longer serving me. And I would say shawarma actually made me understand life in a different perspective, having to deal with human beings one on one, or having to deal with different personalities, different nationalities. It really made me have more patience, character development. It really, really helped me. And to think it was something that, did I need the money as of then? Yes, I needed the money, but I did not start because of the money. Like, just as I explained, I can't really give a reason that this is why I started. It was just something that the moment I picked an interest, I want to, and I just did it, and I fell in love with it. I met amazing people, it just shaped me in ways that I didn't understand. I just tell myself, looking back, that it was just always part of the plan for me to make shawarma, because I needed that for something else in the future. It only makes sense to me, but yeah, sometimes, just do that, because now thinking about it in hindsight, I didn't even understand how a business operates, capital, profit. I just knew that I wasn't going to touch the money if I wasn't investing it in the business. And the way I was able to get customers, my friend as of then that really helped me with the customer base. After she posted my store, I was able to get a lot of customer. So I really, really experienced a lot of things from the shawarma. I gained so much from my experience making it, and it just goes to show you that if you set your mind to do anything, you would do it. So yeah, I just want to use that as an encouragement to you, that sometimes you can try something. It must not be what you want at that moment. If what you want is not clicking, you could just try anything, because guys, I will not lie to you, I didn't have any thoughts about the money. Like, I didn't have any picture in mind of what I was expecting. Like, I just started with no expectations, but I was able to make beyond what I thought I could, because I actually didn't think anything. But regardless, I knew that I really, really benefited in ways that I didn't even believe. That there were so many times I had to tell myself, there were days where I had to even take break. I lost myself at some point, because I said I'll wake up 6 a.m. In fact, I said sleeping on time, because I will get so tired. By the time I'm even ready to have my first meal, I'll be so tired, I wouldn't have appetite, so I wouldn't be able to eat. The money was there, but me who loved going out, I was always looking forward to going out with my friends. I didn't just have it in me to want to go out, have fun, nothing. I was just in all, it was just an experience that showed myself to myself. I learned so much, and yeah, I just thought to share some of my experiences with you guys. And if you're an entrepreneur or you're into any business, please feel free to share your craziest or some of your craziest story in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going, because if you meet two people who are in business, just two people alone, their stories is enough to last you for weeks. So let's have all our people in business, all our entrepreneurs, share your craziest story in the comment section. But before we go, guys, let's get into our quote for this week. What is our quote for this week? Our first quote would be, everyone wants to skip the struggle, not knowing that that is where character is built. And when I read this, I actually resonated with my shawarma story, because if I had actually thought about the whole requirements for the shawarma dress, I feel like I wouldn't have started. And I just started, and I just, dealt with the struggle one way or the other. And truly, guys, I will not lie to you guys. Like, I actually did learn a lot of life lessons, like things I use today that really come in handy. That each time I think about maybe something I have learned and I use it, I just appreciate that. I'm so grateful that I sold shawarma at a period of time in my life. And then the next quote would be, it always seems impossible until it's done. And I just want to leave this with you guys, to sit with you guys. It always seems impossible until it is done. So do with it as you wish. And thank you so much for watching my video today. Thank you so much for joining me once more. Please don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you haven't, share, subscribe. You can catch me on all my social media handles. I'm going to leave them on the screen. Get in touch with me, connect with me, see what else I'm doing on every other platform. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye.